Apple did not mean to leak the iPhone 18. They did it anyway, not through a factory leaker and not through a social media insider. They did it through their own keynote, their own developer documentation, and their own source code all in the same week. Apple basically screamed the entire iPhone 18 lineup from the rooftop without saying a single product name. If you know where to look, the clues are everywhere. From an awkward animation to hidden lines of code, Apple gave away the future of their phones. Here is everything they accidentally revealed. Let us start with the dynamic island because this is the cleanest piece of evidence in the entire story. When Apple unveiled the new Siri interface this year, the animation looked identical everywhere. It looked the same on the iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, and even the Vision Pro. It was a perfect circle, clean and symmetrical. But then you look at the iPhone. It runs the same software and the same Siri, yet the animation stretches into an oblong, squashed shape. It is forced wide because the dynamic island underneath it is too big to fit a true circle. People noticed within hours that a perfectly circular Siri animation would actually fit on a smaller dynamic island. Apple has a well-documented habit of maintaining consistency across every platform and pairing hardware changes with software changes at the exact same time. This is literally how the dynamic island itself was born on the iPhone 14 Pro. Showing a circular Siri everywhere except the iPhone is not a coincidence. It is a confirmation that the dynamic island is shrinking on the iPhone 18 Pro, and Apple's own software just told you so. Now here is the part that should genuinely concern people, not excite them. At the same event, Apple confirmed publicly for the first time ever that they are going to start segmenting their most advanced AI features. This means the best tools will only work on their most expensive premium products. Right now, that list of advanced features is short, only including a more expressive Siri voice and dictation that understands punctuation. But the iPhone 18 Pro is launching with Apple's most advanced chip ever, built on a brand new 2nm architecture. This chip delivers 15% better efficiency and 30% more power output year over year. That extra headroom exists for one reason, which is to make exclusive AI features possible that genuinely will not run on cheaper models. Apple just told you out loud that your iPhone's capabilities are about to be tied directly to how much money you paid for it. These advanced AI features need more than just a fast chip. They need a lot of RAM and storage, and both of those components just became catastrophically expensive. This week alone, Apple announced sweeping price increases across most of their existing product lineup, with an average jump of over $240 per product. That is not a rumor. It already happened on their official store. If you apply that same math to the upcoming iPhone lineup, you land on a starting price around $1,299 for the base iPhone 18 Pro before any storage upgrades. Apple has confirmed on the record that iPhone prices are going up. The only open questions left are by how much and exactly when. The camera system is making this pricing situation worse before it gets better. Analysts believe the iPhone 18 Pro camera hardware alone could cost Apple roughly 50% more to build than the current one. The reason for this massive cost spike is a completely rear-directed main sensor. Apple is switching from Sony to Samsung for the first time in iPhone history to get better dynamic range, reduced noise, and faster shutter response. It will also feature a variable aperture lens, letting you manually control how much light enters the camera. This is a feature that previously required an expensive DSLR camera, now built directly into a phone body. To support this, the camera app itself is getting a full redesign built around customizable widgets and swappable controls. While none of this exists in the current public iOS 27 build, internal testing devices are already running a special software version reserved for the iPhone 18 Pro this fall. Apple paired the hardware with the software again, just like they always do. Then there is the foldable iPhone, and this is where Apple's own code did the talking. Buried deep inside the iOS 27 code, developers found clear references to a fold state and angle degrees. These code strings only make sense if you are building a device that physically bends in half. A display counter also exists in the code to track how many screens a single device has, which perfectly matches a foldable phone that features both a front cover display and a massive inner screen. Apple even told developers directly during their tech presentations that apps need to dynamically readjust as display sizes change. On a normal iPhone with one fixed screen size, that instruction makes no sense. On a foldable device with a large 7.8 or 8-inch inner display, it makes complete sense. If there was ever doubt that this phone was launching in 2026, that doubt is gone. Apple is preparing developers for it in plain sight. The shape of this foldable is unlike anything else on the current smartphone market. It features a short, wide 4:3 aspect ratio, making it nearly identical in size to an iPad mini when placed side by side. The annoying screen crease that has plagued every foldable phone in history is reportedly almost completely solved by Apple's engineering team. The device is also rumored to be thinner unfolded than the iPhone Air, while somehow carrying the largest battery ever put inside an iPhone. However, the trade-off for this design is that you only get two cameras, a wide and an ultra-wide lens. There is no telephoto lens and none of the advanced camera features sitting inside the 18 Pro because the internal engineering required to make a folding phone work left no room for anything extra. Current supply chain sourcing points to a steady September launch despite months of rumors about delays. Pricing rumors already sat above $2,000 before this week's price hikes, so factoring in the recent changes, a starting price closer to $2,300 or $2,400 is completely reasonable. Apple confirmed all of this without naming a single product. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon. In my opinion, Apple is making a massive, risky pivot here. The shrinking dynamic island and the new Samsung camera sensor with a variable aperture are incredible engineering milestones for the iPhone 18 Pro. But locking the best AI features behind a massive $1,299 price wall feels bad for the average consumer. Meanwhile, the foldable iPhone sounds like a beautiful piece of hardware that perfectly mimics an iPad mini. But at $2,400 with downgraded cameras, it is clearly a luxury status symbol rather than a practical daily phone. For most people, sticking with the iPhone 18 Pro will be the only option that makes any actual sense, while the foldable remains an expensive experiment for early adopters.